Hello. Thank you for those interesting words. I totally agree that we have to work on on supporting sustainable initiatives and incorporating externalities. My name is Mechthild from Knobelsdorff, or simply Maggie. And having grown up in Germany, I work with low-income female entrepreneurs and with a solar startup in the US. I was self-employed, and now I'm running my own business, Hungarian for Expats, which is offering expat-relevant language courses. And I'm really passionate about entrepreneurship, as you can see, but also about climate change. So that's throughout my career. Today I want to talk to you about the making startup finance more inclusive. I was chapter leader for female founders in Budapest for the last 15 months. And I've made some experiences. You all know the numbers. 3% of all VC finance went to female startups. Add another 9% for mixed teams, and you're still only at 12%. That is not a lot. Now, of course, there are several reasons for that. Here are my top 3. First, it all starts in the sandbox. If a little girl only ever receives dolls and jewelry-making kits, we don't have to be surprised about her not being interested in tech at the age of 16. And tech startups receive more funding. Secondly, women still make up still lead the family in a way, or are the main caretaker of the family. And if women have that in mind, they're much less likely to embrace a major endeavor. But it's the third reason that is most relevant for us here today, which is gender biases when it comes to startup finance. For example, a study from 2017 found that male founders receive different questions from VCs than female founders. Male founders were asked positively framed questions about things like promotion, while female founders received questions on things like prevention of loss. And only if they were able to twist this around, the female founders, by answering a negatively framed question with a positively framed answer, then they were also able to secure more funding. In crowdfunding, these gender biases are less apparent. In fact, women even are particularly successful. The Haas Business School found that they use inclusive language and get their passion across very well and tell stories. So it's not surprising if 47% of all successful Indiegogo campaigns were women-led. When I worked for the solar startup, there was a girl named Lisa. She was doing comms, and she was a typical Berkeley girl, eating salad for lunch and working at a standing desk. Well, she founded Cooley Cooley in 2014. Cooley Cooley is offering superfoods made from an African tree. And they have direct links with farmers there in order to support their livelihood. They ran 2 successful crowdfunding campaigns. Both times they met their goal. And the success of those crowdfunding campaigns landed them on the front page of major papers, which in turn raised interest from Whole Foods, where you can buy their products today. Now, $150,000 is not a lot when it comes to startup funding, but they were able to secure another 4.25 million in 2017, so 3 years later. That was VC funding, obviously, and another 5 million 2 years later. Lisa says that without the crowdfunding campaign, they wouldn't have been, Cooley Cooley wouldn't exist. And I can see that among the entrepreneurs that I have worked with as chapter leader for female founders over the past 15 months, I could see a lot of initiatives that were sustainability focused or simply for a good cause, also human rights sometimes. And that's where the beauty that I see in crowdfunding really lies. It makes the financing process more democratic. Whether a founder is female or male or a person of color is simply less important than the cause.